So today I'm in the car and I'm on my way down to Blantyre to do a video of the Hoolets Nest area. It's an area full of history, and it's a place where my brother used to frequent when he was a lot younger. That's many years ago. So join me when I get there. So here we are at the Hoolets Nest. And this was built in 1745, would you believe it? So it was there for the Battle of Culloden. I'm quite sure local clans who fought in it around here would have told a few stories before and after, especially planning for the battle beforehand. I'm pretty sure local clans would have been in that battle. Now it was actually known as the Barnhill Tavern. And as I said, it was built in 1745. The Battle of Culloden was April 1746. The first owner of it was Nellie Moyer, and more recently Margot MacDonald owned it from the SNP, and the latest owner, the guy who's got it now I believe, is a guy called Mick Flynn. So I'm sure you recognise this area, Richard. So I'm now walking down the steep brae, as we've done a few times together, and 18% it says in the sign, so it's quite a steep brae even for a car these days to get up. Certainly steep enough for me to get up. I'm 60 now after all. So continuing down the hill, and we're just coming up to the River Calder very shortly, and on the right in a minute, just at the bottom of this brae, is a pond. Now, I'm not sure how old the pond is. I think it's been put there in recent times because I don't remember this when we used to walk down here. There is the pond through the trees. I don't think there's any fish in it, probably just frogs and newts. And a few tyres and a few beer cans and bottles probably, knowing the Blantyre residents. And obviously a car has crashed here at some stage. There's the whole front end of one there. So, just coming up to the bridge which takes the road over the River Calder. And there's a fair amount of water in it today because we've had quite a lot of rain the last few days. Still quite a good trout fishing river this. I must give it a go sometime. Now, the thing I find strange here is, don't know if you can see it, Richard, but as well as the big through flow of the water here, there's a small secondary tunnel just down to the left of the picture. I wonder why that was put there. And a little view downriver as it turns a corner. And on the other side, a view upriver. and the park in the background, where maybe later on in this video I'll get a flight up with the drone and get you an aerial view. So far, Richard, there's no sign of any cottages down here which you spoke about, right or left. I guess they're long gone. And I certainly didn't see them before the bridge. So I'm now walking back up the brae after the bridge. And there is a building at the top here, but it's a pretty new building. I don't know what it is. I guess I'll find out once I'm closer to it. Now, as I come up this brae on the other side of the river, there is some stonework there, which may have been a small cottage at one point in time, but I'm not so sure. But there's certainly stonework there. Yep, that building on the left is actually kennels. It's blantyre boarding kennels for dogs. And there it's there, just on the left. So I've come up past the kennels, round the bend in the road, and this is quite a high point in Blantyre. You can get a good view from here of Bardyke's mine, Newton Mine, and Decmont Hill, where the shooting range is. So about a mile up the road there you can see Decmont Hill, and straight along this road, I think you can see it just on the left, Flemington Colliery, the spoil heap from it, where these trees are. And along here there is still what would have been a miner's row, except the houses have been developed long since. It's now quite a fashionable place to live, probably quite expensive. Now, to the right of us is the old Bardyke Colliery, that plain of land you can see on the right there. Oh, I would love to know where all the original shafts are. I wish there was a map. So, here in front of me in this road is the old Flemington mine spoils. And I've been up in this mine before. Again, I would love to know where the main shafts were on it. And again, another view of Bardykes, just a few hundred metres from it. And that is the Dalton Road, which leads up to halfway in Cambuslang. And in terms of Flemington coal mine, there's a sort of main path that would have come down there. Looks as though it's still used a little bit, but you can see where the clearance is and where the coal would have come down, possibly. But just up ahead of me here, we're getting to Flemington, where the miners' row is. But interesting, there's a railway line, an old railway line, disused, used to cross here. Now, I'm not sure which line it came from, or whether it was just a spur line from the collieries of Newton and Bardykes. But it comes up here, crosses the road, and would probably go on to the Hamilton to East Kilbride line, which is also disused. From there it may have went on to the main line, which would go anywhere between Glasgow and London. I don't know the reason for it. I would have thought it would have been easier joining the main line, which is down there beyond the collieries, actually down at Finmeat. But then the line would probably have had to go round Bardyche Colliery, so probably easier to link it onto the Hamilton to East Kilbride line. So I'm going to go up and take a wee look. So there's the bridge that would have carried it across the road at Flemington, and there's a miners' row at Flemington. Or I would assume it's a miners' row. Someone might want to correct me. So I'm coming up onto the railway track, or what's left of it, and it's pretty muddy. And there is the track it would have taken, and as you can see, looks like some beehives there. I'll not go too close, but this track, as you can see, would have run down to Bardyche, so it was probably a spur line for the collieries. There's Flemington Farm just up there. I believe Dad used to work there. Again, there's the miners' row. And a view of the distance. You can see the Kirkershots radio transmitters straight ahead in the distance there, although you may need to zoom in for that. So I'm now going to go back down to the River Calder and see if it's possible to take the drone up. So this bit is about probably 2 miles from our starting point at the Hoolets Nest, coming down the steep brae and then back up the other side over the Calder, past the kennels and up towards here, and you're almost at halfway at this point. I wonder what significance this stone has here, just beside the bridge over the railway. So Richard, I'm back down at the bottom of the brae, just down from the Hoolets Nest, and this is a waterfall in the park. It's quite splendid this morning. A lot of water in there. Now this path would eventually lead you up to Crossbasket, and where the viaduct is over the railway. It's only the pillars now. The bit where you used to throw me across the river to get to the other side. I'm not going to go right up this path, but on the way home I'll stop and I'll try and get you a little short video of the arches. So now, hopefully, I'm going to take the drone up, as long as there's no objections from anyone. Now, just for interest, there is that secondary tunnel from the other side. I really don't know why it's there. Richard, I'm just about to walk up the brae again, and I'm thinking that this wall is quite significant along here. This could have been where your cottages were, just here. There are dividing walls which you can spot here. And I do wonder if the cottages We're in this clearing. There's a little square just behind those trees where there could have been cottages, and there's a significant amount of rock work and boulders kicking about this area, and it just borders on to the park. So it could have been here, and it would be on the left as you come down the brae. And there's the brae on the road back up, and there's the alternative path that I'm going to take back up to the car park. And the path comes back up towards the hoolets nest. And that little cottage there in front of you is the oldest building in Blantyre, I believe, and it's called, I did have it written down, Bardyke's Cottage. Right, now I'm just on my way down to the arches, and as you can see, very, very muddy here. Don't worry, I'll stay safe, brother. So this is the old grounds of Crossbasket. The castle is still there. It's now a hotel and restaurant, and there probably are a lot of other historical sites of interest down here. I really need to have a decent walk down here sometime. I mean, the last time I was down here was a few years ago, but not in any great detail. Before that, it would have been with you as a child. So I'm just going to find the arches now. Now, I cannot remember whether they are upstream or downstream, so I'm going to go downstream first and have a look. This is a path that would take you down towards the hoolets nest from here. And this is a path we're going to walk along. It's just significant stonework up in that mound there, which would suggest possibly a castle wall at some stage, or a building of some sort. It's right on the banks of the river. And this area is actually known as Greenhall Park now, but it was the old grounds of Crossbasket. Significant cliff face there. You probably climbed at one stage, I believe. Another view of that cliff face. Definitely tailor-made for you in your 20s. Well, I can see the arches up ahead of me, so I was right the first time. It's downriver from Crossbasket, and I don't know if you can see them yet. Well, I hope you know the sacrifices I'm making here, Richard. It's really, really muddy here. Absolutely horrible. But I've got my good walking boots on, so upwards and onwards. Once again, a very muddy area to cross, so I'll pick my footings carefully. So, from one muddy area, here's a revealing shot of the viaduct, Richard. There it is. Would have been quite splendid in its day. Quite impressive. Spires go right back to there. There's the last spire there. As you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spires at least up there. And there may be more. I'm going to walk a little bit on. And I'll just show you this mud again. This is what I'm up against. And I'm stuck. And there's no easy way through it. So I better make sure I'm not walking all over Liz's carpet when I get back home. Winter is certainly the time to film this, despite the fact that it's so muddy down here. I kind of quite like it in a natural sort of way. It's better than a tarmac path. It just means it's still natural, still as it was all these years ago. I've never understood the reason why they always blew up viaducts, or took the top off them at least. It's the same all over the place. There's other viaducts over the Clyde. There's viaducts up in Greenock in the old railway line. And once again, they wasted them when they should have left them the way they were. These are fantastic. And I've never actually seen them from this view before. I've always been across the other side of the river and the view is more obscured. I've also been down in summer when there's too much greenery and you can't see them then either. But they really are quite stunning. Still perfectly preserved. I just wish you could still cross on it. The sight of trains going over this in the past must have been quite amazing too. And a good bit of engineering. Now just beside the viaduct is the bit where you used to take me across the river. It's a shallow part. And bearing in mind this is in flood at the moment. Sometimes there's not a lot of water going down here. But this is the bit where you used to push my pushchair across. It's just right beside the viaduct. So that's the viaduct, Richard. That's me completed my walk for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Gonna upload it later.